Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Diz, a show that gives you everything you need to know to help make your Disney vacation as magical as can be in just about 20 minutes. I'm your host, Jeff Coviello. With me each week is Disney Master Sandy from Easy Diz by Instant Impressions Travel Services. Sandy, how you doing this week?
I am doing great and so excited for tonight's show.
Listen, we talk a big game about a lot of shows, but this one has been on our radar for a very long time. You got a chance to experience something that I have not got a chance to experience yet. Many people have not. Tonight, we're going to talk all about the new Beak and Barrel.
It is exciting. And as you said, we talked we didn't talk. You and I texted this weekend before we did the show. And we were talking about some of the D23 news. And I said to you, one of the things that I don't like about D23 weekend is they give you all these great things, and then you have to sit and wait, often for years for it to come to pass.
Yep.
And Beak and Barrel has been hinted at for a long time, officially announced a little over a year ago. And I will say, just to start off, they knocked it out of the park with this one.
Well, and that's good to hear. So for those people that don't know anything about what we're talking about, tell us where and I guess when and we can find it. Like, give us the skinny.
So Beak and Barrel is in the Magic Kingdom, and it had to wait a long time to come because up until recently, the Magic Kingdom was dry. We know it's no longer a dry park, which paved the way for this mysterious name of Beak and Barrel. As you asked me, is it tavern or any name after it? It's kind of like this hidden oasis. It is a highly themed bar. It is pirates on steroids. It is in the home of the old Pirate League where you got makeovers. And I kind of think of it a little bit like the Oga's Cantina of the Magic Kingdom, but done so much better with a little bit of a Trader Sam's influence. So a highly thematic, highly fun place you want to be, and place you definitely want to keep going back to.
Well, you tied a couple of things in there that people are already intrigued with. Anytime you compare something to Trader Sam's, people's ears are going to perk up, right? So I guess what's the difference? Like, what are the hours? What are we looking for in a thing like this? Because you mentioned it is a bar, right? So I'm assuming it's not opening at rope drop.
So for a bar, it kind of does open a little early.
Okay.
It opens at 10 a.m. There are some non-alcoholic choices. And it is open till 10 p.m., kind of right before park closing most nights. As I said, there are non-alcoholic choices. And one of the big things that really sets it apart from Uga's for me is that they brought in food. It's not going to be your major sit-down meal, but it's a great spot. You want to hit that 12 to 1 because you had a big breakfast and you just want a little something. You want to do a 3 to 4:30 because you just want to tide yourself over till the evening, or you want to hold off till after dinner and really go and enjoy some drinks. But I will give you the one big hitch right now. It is a 2-drink maximum per person and a 45-minute maximum seating time. And they are sticking to it like you can't imagine.
So they're looking to get as many people to experience it, turn the tables, that type of thing. It's not a sit for 2-hour type of experience.
It's not a sit for 2-hour thing, but I will say we did do our 2-drink maximum. We did order food. I wish I could have stayed longer because of the ambiance and wanting to see it all and take it all in, but I did not feel rushed.
So,
which I think is really important because 45 minutes.
It's a short period of time. Yeah.
How am I going to sweet talk some extra time here? And, we were all looking at the menu and wondering, okay, 2-drink maximum in and out in 45 minutes. Do I have to order my 2 drinks at the same time? It's like, absolutely not.
Yeah. Well, it's also a lot of pressure.
Quickly. I was going to say, they come back, they check on you. They did a really good job that way.
I was going to say it's a lot of pressure on the kitchen. You got to get this food in and out as fast as possible too, with a 45-minute window. As anybody that's worked in a restaurant knows that that's a lot of pressure to put on there, especially in the opening weeks where you attended.
It is. I will say the drinks came so fast. I was a little in disbelief till we kind of, I'll be honest, don't listen if you don't want me to ruin all the things behind it for you. I pick apart, how do they make it successful? How does it work? Because they've got 9 unique drinks, and then you can get just wine or beer if you want as well. But the real trick we figured out, it's all batch cocktails.
Got
So,
it.
it's not like they're hand mixing every drink. They're doing big batch cocktails and quickly, pouring from a jug essentially.
Sure, sure. Listen, you mentioned Uga's Cantina, and you compared it to that. Like, what ways do you think it's as closely resembling that as possible?
The high level of theming to it, Uga's, all the Star Wars fans are obviously wanting in there and to see it. And the detail in there is something that fans can appreciate. Here, the Pirates theme, it's not, they didn't slap 3 things on the wall. They did a lot of theming. It's divided into multiple rooms. Every room, every artifact was, sourced and created, and just incredible attention to detail. Obviously, anything new is hard to get into. This is extremely difficult to get into. As you pointed out, they do have that 45-minute time limit, but they are also working on their timing. So especially while it's new, reservations are a little bit harder to get as they figure out the exact seating and the exact turnover. I will say, if you didn't get it, definitely stock the app. They were not taking walk-ups and said they won't for a bit, but people are dropping and they're adding as they see they have availability. So don't give up if you didn't get it. The other way it's really similar to the Cantina is in the seating or lack thereof. So when you make your reservation, you are told 2 things. Seating is not guaranteed. You might be in a standing only location. It doesn't mean you don't have some kind of bar or table in front of you, but you may not have an actual seat.
Got it.
And some of the areas are communal seating like we have in the Cantina. So you may be seated at a table of 8 where you're only a party of 2 and you have 6 others with you.
Right.
There are several small tables. We actually were a party of 3 and seated at a table for 3. It was one of just a few that were small that way.
Okay.
There is a bar. There is a not bar, but bar-like area, again, for that standing. And I will say, one of the hard things that I don't think you have as much at Uga's, because this is several rooms, you don't always have the view of everything you want to see.
So let's talk about that then, right? Because the theming, you said, is incredibly strong, but you mentioned there's a number of rooms. So kind of break that down in a visual sense for us, if you can.
So you walk into the main room and you are greeted on the wall by Rummy Parakeet, their quartermaster. He's a great animatronic, and he is definitely ruling the roost and running the show here. Again, not the same way as Trader Sam's where you order a specific drink and it kicks off a little shtick. Here, there are 8 vignettes and a song, and it's all timed. So again, in that 45 minutes, you're not getting it all. And most of them are the Parakeet runs those vignettes. They're based on the rooms, the mess hall, the captain's quarters, the map maker's room. If you've ever been to the Pirate League before it closed, where you could have that pirate theme makeover, if you remember, they brought you into a room that had a treasure chest, and on the table they also had this big thing that they spun to come up with your pirate name. That, I believe, is what is currently the map maker's room. They, of course, sing a part of Pirates at one point. It is 95% a family-friendly location, unlike Geo82 that recently opened that is adults only. Uga's is family, but Trader Sam's is only under 21 the early hours of the day, where this is open. When it's open to everybody.
That was a question I was going to have for you, because it's the Magic Kingdom, right? So like the odds are strong that you're going to be there with your family.
It was for everybody, and I'll talk in a minute about the drinks, and I will fess up that one of my favorite things on the menu is the non-alcoholic option.
Oh, that's good. All right, well, can we talk? Do you have anything else to talk about the rooms, or do you want to go to the menu?
Just similar to when we've talked in the past about going to be our guest for dinner, and if you sit in the West Wing, It can frighten some children if they're not used to those sound effects and the lightning. There is one song that does thunder and lightning and, has the lights flash. So something to be aware of if you have a child who's a little bit more sensitive to those things.
Sure, sure. All right. Well, let's break down the menu because let's start with some food, I guess, because you mentioned that there is some food. You kind of alluded to the fact that there's your pre-mixed drinks, so we can kind of go over those in a bit. But give us the breakdown for food.
So there's basically three options. The island provisions, which I recommend highly. It's a great little snacky option. It's a big bowl of plantain chips, blue corn chips, and toasted flatbread. And it comes with four different dipping sauces: a freshly made mango chutney, a garlic chimichurri, a spiced guava, and a zesty cilantro. I would say I love them all, though the mango was my least favorite. Not surprising. I'm not into that kind of Polynesian flair as I always associate that with. But great to just, share that dish, be able to snack on it while you're enjoying the atmosphere because it is pretty constant. If you're looking for something a little bit more hearty, they have a corn griddle cake, and it comes with melted cheese, or you can get a protein version with some chicken in it. So again, if you're looking for, it's not going to be a big meal with lots of sides, but definitely something, an option maybe instead of the spring roll for all of you who can't stand online for the cart for that long.
Okay. What else?
And I will admit, I did not go for the third option. It is Kraken's Catch, which is octopus tentacles.
Ah,
So
interesting. So
if you
that would be
are
where I
a
would go.
seafood lover, it is a cold octopus dish, but I did meet somebody who tried it and said it was really great.
Are these like shareable? It sounds like the chips might be a shareable thing. The rest of them, are they stuff that you can cut up and share? Is it really kind of more of an individual serving? How did it look to you?
I would say the octopus was on the smaller side. The griddle cake, I think it depends what your goal is. If you're having it for lunch, it's going to
Right.
be a single person thing.
Sure.
But, we all wanted to try. We all got a couple of bites out of it. Like you said, it's a round cake. So we just cut it in thirds and each got a little slice.
What about pricing? Like where did it rank in terms of
Honestly,
affordability?
not horrible in my mind. $12 for the griddle cake, 14 if you added the chicken,
Okay.
16 for the chips and dip, and 18 for the octopus.
Okay. So it's comparative to stuff around. It doesn't set a new bar, so to speak.
It doesn't set a new bar, and honestly, I had done Food and Wine Festival in the morning and this later in the day, so
Right.
thinking about what I paid for sampling portions at Food and Wine in comparison, it's really right on the mark in pricing.
Okay. Let's move
I would
on.
say the one spot they got you there is if you had to have the Plunder's Punch. That is
Okay.
a black spiced rum, blackberry lime, and vanilla, and it only comes conveniently served in a pirate skull mug.
So that's something you take home though.
That is a take home. And again, just like at Trader Sam's, they kindly serve it to you in that mug, but bring you your own clean, sealed in a box mug to take home. But that drink and mug is a $46 purchase.
Oh man. All right. So
And
that's
again,
significant.
all of the numbers I'm giving obviously are subject to change, but they are before tip and tax.
So what other types of drinks did they have? And then we can kind of talk a little bit about maybe the kids' options.
So again, it was really if you didn't want beer and wine, and let's face it, unless you were just going a second time, a third time because you wanted to see all the activity, it was really about the drinks.
Sure.
They have their own twist on a salty margarita with 3 R's in
Of
there,
course.
said like a pirate,
Of course.
which was a tequila, ubi, and lime. Nice salted rim, clear glass. A lot of their drinks I loved because they came in those copper cups like a Moscow Mule.
Sure.
Some of them came in a handleless cup, some came with the handle. But again, even though they were batch cocktails, they all came nice and cold, which was great on a feels like 106-degree day in Orlando.
Yep, yep.
We did enjoy the hibiscus rum punch,
Hmm.
which was a Puerto Rican rum, hibiscus, lime, and prosecco.
Okay, so it's got a little bubbles to it there. That's good.
A little bit of pulse. Then they've got a bourbon twist, which is a Jack Daniel's bourbon, honey, lime, and chili.
Okay, sounds delicious.
The other one that we sucked down pretty quickly was the Siren's Whisper. It's a white rum, blue curacao, a lime and cinnamon, great combo. Some really sweet drinks, though obviously you could go for the bourbon a little more um, on the calmer side, but definitely for those of you with a sweet tooth, you will not be disappointed, which I also think is how we ended up loving the two kids options.
Yeah, what did they have for kids? Because obviously we talked about families going too, so it's interesting to hear.
So I think, again, very purposeful, served in the Moscow Mule type cups. So if the kids drop them, unlike many of the other drinks that came in glass, these are non-breakable. Good
Right,
planning.
right.
I'm not sure why the Cursed Treasure doesn't come with a handle, though. So you're kind of holding that very cold drink. Um, it's a coconut milk cookie crumb combo with a vanilla foam and a piece of Pirate's Gold on top that was a cookie. So you could eat that.
Nice.
And then I really think my presentation award and tasty, we all loved it, was the other non-alcoholic option. It was called the Treasure Trove. And again, it reminded me of going to kind of any Epcot festival, because where do you find a drink served on a plate? But that's what we got here. So large plate with our Moscow Mule handled mug, with a great tasting vanilla plank, which was a long cake pop,
Okay.
with a chocolate cannonball and the cannonballs themselves, a golden caramel popcorn on the side. So little bit of sweet drink. It was a coconut, lemon, and ube combination
Oh.
with those little snacks.
So it's more than just the drink there. So it keeps the kids' attention there too. That's
It's
good.
more than the drink, but again, $13.75. I mean, that cake pop is probably $6-7
Right.
in Starbucks on its own.
Yeah, definitely.
And a nice large cake pop, we again all were able to share, take bites off of that and enjoy it. So
Very fun.
a fun spot to be. Unfortunately, not longer. And I'll be honest, I was trying to debate, did I do something like at 3 o'clock and then go around the park and try and get back in at 7? But in fairness to everybody else trying to get in, I limited myself to just one reservation on opening day.
Well, you mentioned the atmosphere before. Is there anything else about the atmosphere that you want to mention, or anything that we maybe missed tonight that you think is worth bringing up?
I would say it was the only thing that I didn't love about it is, unlike when you go to the Cantina, you can really go in, stroll around, even skip ordering the drink if you want, take in the atmosphere, really kind of look in depth and go. Here it is crowded. It is not at all encouraged to get up and walk around. So I wish I had a chance to kind of see more. Again, when you do the reservation, it's very clear when you make them on the app. You may not get a seat. You may be anywhere. But I do think I'm going to be one of those people next time that says, I'm willing to wait for a table because I'd like to be in that main room next time. Every room does have one of those vignettes. So where we were right by the fireplace, and there was a little action in there for a couple of minutes. I have some quick videos that I'll share, but definitely worth going back and trying to make friends at the Cedar spot and see if you can get into a couple of the different spots each time you go.
Well, and now we have an answer to the age-old question, why is all the rum gone? Clearly, it's Sandy. So thank you for taking the time this week to go down there and experience it, and thanks for sharing it with us. Have a great week.
You too.
And that's a wrap this week on Let's Talk Diz. If anyone you know could benefit from this or any show, please share, have them like, and subscribe. And don't forget to reach out to the folks at Easy Diz by Instant Impressions Travel Services for any Disney destination planning. Make it a great week, and as always, keep making memories.